Support the Ramen Raider on Patreon. Thanks to all our patrons.
Voting is fun! Vote, 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 voting is fun! Vote, 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 voting is fun! Vote, vote, vote!
Alright, hey, this is Hans, and it's yet another episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time coming at you. This is the show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles. Today we've got this one. It came out of a Nakama Noodles box. Go to M-I-A-U, boxjapan.com. Use the coupon code the Ramen Raider for a discount. This is Acecook with their Wise Man's Meat Chili Soba. And it's got a buckwheat noodle, and it's got gabba 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 goo in it. It's like a health supplement. It's supposed to be a stress reliever from what the info sheet was mentioning. And so here we are. And we will add our boil to it, to the line. And so I have a special surprise for you. Are you ready? You want to hear the special surprise? At the end of the video, there will be an outro. I haven't made it yet, but I shot the video earlier. And we went and we did our voting today. Not for president. No. For, what's the primary for the state of Washington's governor's race. So we did that, and a bunch of other positions and stuff. But the we got up, got everything ready, took out the trash, took out the recycling, and then we walked down to the mailbox and put a check in the mail. And then we went down to the ballot box, and Miles and Mimi took turns putting our ballots in. We did our voting last night, and yeah, it was good. And then we walked to the candy store. Miles got a Hershey bar. Mimi got a pooping unicorn candy dispenser. And I got nothing. Nothing at all. They didn't have what I want. What I want is Maruchan has come out with Funyuns that are hot and spicy chicken Maruchan instant lunch flavored Funyuns. I want them. I want to try them. They're around. I just need to find where to get them. Here, let's put this on top of the liquid sachet to heat that up. And yeah, wow. Yesterday was an interesting day. I watched a rally, a Kamala Harris rally. Kamala, I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to saying, I don't want to, I like to pronounce things the correct way. But it was a Kamala Harris rally. I had Megan the Stallion opening for Megan the Stallion opening for Kamala. It was rad. It was rad. That was a pretty crazed, energized crowd. So that was neat to see. I wonder if Trump ended up doing a debate. She made fun of him. Everybody's calling the Republicans weird. It's great. I'm loving this. Yeah. And the other big news is who is it? So there was an attack on Israel, and the Israelis said it was Hezbollah. So what did they do? They launched an airstrike in Beirut. And the next day, because, Iran funds Hezbollah, so the next day they decided, and this is, by the way, right after the new president of Iran, the old president died in a plane crash. The new president is installed. The heads of Hezbollah and Hamas and all those guys were there hanging out and going, "Oh, this is great, wonderful. Hey, cool, let's rub elbows." Late that night, or early morning, there was an airstrike for where the leader of Hamas was staying by Israel in Tehran. So it's like Israel just hit Beirut and Israel just hit Tehran. What do they think is going to freaking happen? I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen, but we'll stay tuned for that. I have a feeling they're going to hit back on Israel. Seems to work that way. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. No, I got peanut butter in your chocolate, bitch. Yeah, it's just going to get like, they don't like chocolate, they don't like peanut butter, and then they're not going to, but I still think they need to exchange a birthday cake, and then they need to talk about the birthday cake. That's an opening. Food is the best diplomat in the world, and I would pose the idea, and I have many times, it's kind of like my go-to saying. I got two of them. One is, what's your favorite instant noodle? And then I tell them the one I haven't tried yet, because it's true. I like trying new things, and that's what I'm in this for. Granted, there's ones I like better than others, but even if they're horrible, I'm really stoked to have tried them. Okay? The other one is that the instant noodle is the finest diplomat of food culture ever invented. Because you can make these things taste like anything, and they're generally cheap. So being a diplomat of food culture, you know, how many people are going to go, oh yeah, I got to try some Indonesian food, like Indomie, for example. It's dirt cheap. If Indomie didn't exist in that form, people wouldn't really probably have much of a clue. Same with Shin, same with Tonkatsu, you know, like Rao. So there's like all these different flavors people over here would not have access to if it weren't for instant noodle. So there you go. I mean, it's a great diplomat of different foods from around the world. They're approximations, but definitely when you open that door for the palate, it's a wonderful thing. This looks like an interesting thing. One thing I noticed, it said, make sure you stir from the bottom, and that's what I'm doing. That can always be a tough deal. So it says it's a buckwheat noodle with a chili and meat broth. Looks very oily, which I have no problem with. Here's our noodle. Let's give it a try. Mmm. Oh my. Very bouncy buckwheat soba. Moderately oily broth. I'm getting that whole meat thing they're talking about. Well, we will see. It's time for the bowl where I have to use artificial intelligence to get rid of the trunk of the tree. I really love this bowl, but I don't like that big thing sticking out down here. I dislike that. Slowly but surely. I wonder, have I ever told you the story? So, on Father's Day, many years ago, I want to say like, at least 12, 13 years ago, I had this instant noodle. It was Korean, and I was living in Edmonds at the time, and I was plating it right next to the computer. Really not a great place to plate things, but at the time it seemed a logical thing to do. I was plating it next to the computer and about to take photos, and the broth came out slowly, and then I slowly pouring the noodles, and some of the noodles came out, and then the rest of them came out, and it splashed all over my brand new gaming keyboard, and that sucked bad. You know, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this Malaysian sambal chili crisp. Just pretend it's Laganma. Even though, why would you do such a thing when this is so much better? Here we are. Don't even pretend. Don't bother. Oh my god. Now, I think I'm going to use crushed red pepper. I don't know that I want to use shichimi on this. Uh-oh. We did put sesame seeds in there. Alright. Yeah, go to Homiah, HOMIAH.com, and look at their sambal chili crunch. It's really, really quite good. But yeah, this is an interesting one. Alright, well that's it for me for this one. The next one you're going to see is another one that you can go to meowboxjapan.com and use the coupon code and get. This is Nissan Donbei Kitsune Spicy Udon Extra Serving. This is a big freaking, yeah. So that'll be on the next episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. This has been Hans the Ramen Raider wishing you enjoyment of your noodles each and every day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.